In this video, we'll be looking for statistical functions like SUMIF, COUNTIF, AVERIGIF, and some more advanced functions like SUMIF, COUNTIFs, AVERIGIFs. Let's see those one by one on the screen. If you see I have some data like name, days, and numbers. These are some data which are written on this data. I'll try to get us some based on some criteria. So you can see here what is the criteria and sum. I want some of numbers which are less than 50. So these are the numbers. I want some of those numbers which are less than 50. So I can just write a function over here that is SUMIF. So I'll just type here SUMIF bracket open, and if you see here, there's a range criteria and some range. Range is this one that's a range criteria is less than 50 in double quotes, whereas the sum range, which is given in the brackets, that means it's an optional, so I can ignore it right now. So I'll select here that is the range comma. And in double quotes, I can just write here 50, and I will press enter. The moment I press enter, I will get the answer, as which is less than 50. So 40302010, that comes as 100. As soon as I press enter, I will get the answer as 100. Similarly, I have one more criteria. I want some of numbers which fall against Monday. So let's see what are the numbers. So you can see Monday 10, Monday 80, and Monday 90. Purposely, I have written those and I have colored them so that easy to understand. Let's see how to get the answer for this. If you observe the sum is in this range and the criteria is Monday, but the criteria falls in this range. So I have three parameters now, that is sum range, that is the criteria range, and third one is criteria, that is Monday. So let's go with the function. I'll just keep my cursor in the cell, and I'll type the function as equal to sum if bracket open. If you see carefully, sum range is numbers. Criteria is nothing but double quotes Monday, and again I have a range, that is the criteria range. So I will type here. This is my criteria range comma in double quotes. I will write down here Monday, and third one is the sum range. So I will select the sum range from this option, and I will press enter. The moment I press enter, I am expecting the answer, which comes to 180, so I will get the answer as 180, right? Similarly, I have a function known as COUNTIF. Let's see that I want count of numbers which are less than 50. So in this range, there are only 4 numbers which are less than 50. Let's see that. So I will keep my cursor in this cell and type a function equal to COUNTIF bracket open. It's similar to what we have seen for the sum, if that is range criteria. So my range is this one, and the criteria is less than 50. Enter. So the answer I am expecting is 4, which is absolutely correct. Next, I have something known as average of numbers which are less than 50. So again, I will use the same function, the same parameters, but the function will be average if. I will type equal to average if. That is the range criteria. So I will select the range. If you see here, that is the range criteria, and the criteria, I will write here less than 50, and I will press enter. So average is less than 50 is 100 divided by 4. So I have got the answer as 25. You can see here 25. I will give you some other method, which will be same function, but it will be easy to understand. Right now, if I want to change the criteria, which is less than 50, it is difficult. So what I will do is I will try to fetch this numbers less than 50 from some other cell, let us say from this cell. So if I change the criteria in this cell, the answer will be changed. So let us see that function. So I will write here a function as less than 40, less than 50, and here I will type a function equal to average if that is the range. So I will select the range, put a comma, and my criteria is in this cell, and I will press enter. So let us see what is less than 50. I've got the answer as 25. Now if I go and change this to less than 80, and I will press enter. So I have changed the criteria here, but the answer is changed in this cell. So this way it is more beneficial to fetch the criteria or giving a name to a range, so that way it will be more beneficial. Next topic which we have is advanced SUMIFs, COUNTIFs, and AVERIGIF. Let's see that one by one. What is that basically is if you have criteria, which is more than one that time, you have to use this function SUMIFs, COUNTIFs, and AVERIGIFs. Let's see that. So on the right-hand side, I have written some data, if you see. Screen the same data which I have written, but now the criteria is advanced, which is changed. Now early the criteria was only Monday, but I have added some more criteria. Let's see what is that. I want some of numbers belonging to Monday and John. In that formula, it was only Monday, but now it is as Monday and John. So the criteria is Monday in this column. John criteria is in this column. Okay, and I want some of these numbers so you can understand how complex the formula will become. Let's see here. So I'll type a function same sum ifs, but it is sum ifs with multiple condition. So I'll try to explain you that is my sum range, criteria range 1, criteria 1, criteria range 2, and criteria 2. So let's see now. So I'll type here sum ifs. Bracket open first one it says as sum range, so I'll select this sum range comma. First one again it says as criteria range, so I'll select this criteria. This is my first criteria range comma, and I'll put here Monday. Either I can type using double quotes Monday, or else I can just select the text from here itself. It's one and the same. Next one is comma again, it says criteria range 2, which is this range. So criteria range 2, I will put a comma, and criteria range 2, I will select here, and next is once I put comma, it will ask me again criteria 2. So I will put a comma, and I will select this area. So now I am expecting answer. Those numbers which fall against John and Monday, that is 10 John, and Monday, that is 90. So total answer I am expecting is 100. So I will just close the bracket and enter, so you can see the answer is 100. So this way you can find out the sum if for multiple criterias. Next we have the COUNTIF function, that is. Let us see what we have now. I want count of those numbers in which I have the common criteria, that is John and Monday. So I have John and Monday once, John and Monday twice. So I have two numbers. So how do I calculate that COUNTIFs using that? So I will use equal to COUNTIFs bracket open. Now if you see it is asking me for criteria range 1, comma criteria 1, comma criteria range 2, criteria 2. So right now I have criteria range 1 is this criteria range 1, comma, and what is my criteria in this column? That is Monday. So I will select Monday. You can see it is selected comma, and it is asking for criteria range 2. So I will select here range 2, comma. In that range I'm looking for John. So where's the John here? It is here. So right now it will throw me an answer that there are 2 times where both of them have occurred. So I will just close the bracket and press enter. Now you see the answer, which is displayed here as 2. Okay, so you can keep on adding multiple conditions till n number of times. So criteria range October 20th, 30, as many as you require. Similarly, I have one more function here, average of numbers belonging to Monday and John. So there are Monday and John belongs to 10 Monday, John 90. So I want their average. Let us verbally calculate. 10 plus 90 divided by 2. The average should be 50. So how do I calculate using a function? It is a very small table, so I can verbally calculate. Imagine the data is very huge, so that time I have to use this function. So equal to average ifs, and it will ask me for average range. To calculate an average, I need to select this range, that is average range, comma. It will ask me what is your first criteria range. So my first criteria range is this option, that is my first criteria range, comma. In that range, what is my exact criteria? So that is my exact criteria, that is Monday, comma. Again, it will ask me for the second criteria range and second criteria. So I will put a comma, select the second criteria range, and put a comma, and that is my second criteria, and that's it. So once I press enter, I am expecting the answer as 50. Always remember here the answer is 50, which is absolutely correct. So this way you can use sum ifs, COUNTIFs, and averages. Now, it's your turn to test your skills. Here's a practical question for you. You have a data set with the following columns. Employee name, day, sales. The data looks like this. Here are the questions. 1. Using the SUMIFs function, calculate the total sales for Monday and Mike. 2. Using the COUNTIFs function, count the number of sales that are less than 50 and greater than 20. 3. Using the averages function, calculate the average sales for Sarah on Tuesday. Once you've solved the questions, share your answers in the comments below. I'll reveal the correct solutions in my next video, so make sure you check it out. That's all for this video. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tips and tutorials. See you in the next one.